So just not to get into it, but like some of the stuff I've been dealing with, and this is gonna sound stupid, is mainly like, one, I feel like I look disgusting. I don't know why I feel like this, but it's hard to look at myself, and I don't like me right now. And so that's why I haven't really wanted to stream, and why I haven't really wanted to film is because I'm having just a lot of dysmorphia issues. And then also I just feel like, in the nicest way possible, I just feel kind of really worthless.
Kaitlin Witcher has one video reflecting on what she did in the year 2020, a year in review video. It isn't 95% about the video game she played. It is 100% about the video games she played. She has another video taking questions from the audience in which someone in a cheerful and open-minded way asks what her plans are for the year ahead. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She has no plans. She has no ambitions. She has no hopes or desires. Before and after this question, she talks about anime, which is to say cartoons, and video games.
Would you rather give up BTS or My Hero Academia for the rest of your life? I would give up My Hero Academia. BTS is in my life for the rest of my life. I don't care what comes between us. I will love them all the time.
I don't know if I need like a haircut or if I need like Botox. I don't know what it is.
So if you wonder, why does she struggle with a feeling of worthlessness? Why does she struggle with self-esteem? Why does she struggle with depression? It's the most obvious thing. You're depressed because this is your life. This, what you're showing us right here on the surface. Don't pretend that who you really are is something else hidden away on some deep subconscious level. No, this is what you do with so many hours per day, so many hours per week, so many hours per year. This is who you really are. This is your life, and you can escape it. You can do better, but you won't. And that's why you hate yourself. That's why you feel ugly. That's why you feel worthless, and that's why you really are.
I'm not anti-video games, I'm not anti-anime. But what I really had a problem, or what I was hearing a lot of people talk about, is how a lot of times video and anime allowed them to live in some type of fantasy world in which they never learned how to develop and to learn the social skills at a later age.
Number 3. Speedrunning is pointless, and all the time and effort put into it should instead be spent on curing cancer. This could be said of anything that isn't literally curing cancer, but it is said a lot about speedrunning and video games in general. To an extent, it is true that speedrunning is pointless, but then so is playing an instrument, watching TV, playing sports, or going camping. Not everything we do has to save the world.
And this isn't like, I don't want people to be like, you're just fishing, because I'm not. Like, this is just how I feel, and it's not a good feeling. I really wish I didn't feel this way, but I do, and I don't know how to get out of it. And I tried like doing self-care. I've been doing skincare routines for like 2 weeks straight. I've been trying to wear cute clothes. I've been trying to wear comfy clothes. I've been trying to take like bubble baths. I've been trying to meditate. I've been trying to like watch my favorite TV shows and read books and have my favorite foods, and nothing's working.
I understand that, you know, life sucks. Your mom is always on your case. People are picking on you in school. So what do? We go to a fantasy universe, right? We go to the land of the Hidden Leaf Village, you know, and we live in these different places, and we watch these anime shows, and then we just kind of go into this alternate universe where everything is cool. So we end up spending hours upon hours on watching animes after animes and reading mangas after mangas. And then not only that, Then we start playing video games, and it's fun. But then a lot of these kids, that's all they do. That's all. I'll be honest with you, sometimes what I did, you start creating these habits. And it's easy when you're 13, 14, 15. Okay, I know you want to be at home. But then let's say you go to college, and now you're trying to connect. But guess what? People don't want to connect with you. Because guess what? You've never learned the social skills at a young age. So what you do, you stay in your dorm. You play more video games. You watch more anime, right? And you become more and more isolated from people. We still have to live and we still have to function in the real world. And a lot of people, after just years of spending all their time watching anime and playing video games, they can't function in the real world.
I'm having a lot of like body dysmorphia issues. I don't even want to film. I honestly don't. But I would rather keep you in the loop rather than just not uploading, because I want to be consistent still, and it's hard when you don't like yourself at the moment.
If you follow me closely on social media, you might remember a couple months ago, I was working on French. I was trying to learn French, working hard on it too. And then I stopped. Other priorities took over in my life. Do you think I feel like a failure? Do you think I feel consumed with regret and remorse? Do you think if I made a video 2020 year in review in which I just looked at the books I didn't read, not the books I finished, books I started reading and put down, or books I never had time to read at all. I haven't read one page of this book. This was purchased for me by a fan of the channel. Thank you. I appreciate the gift. I haven't had time. Sitting on the shelf. And you know what? I'm passionate about this book. I'm really interested about what's in this book. It's about the history of ancient Greece. It's possible I'll never have time to read it. It's possible it's going to sit on the shelf until the day I die. Do you think I feel like a failure? Having ambition, trying, these things inevitably involve failure. Even if it's just because you have other priorities, other ambitions, where you start to place your efforts, where you start to place your hopes and expectations, where you try to succeed. So look, guys, a lot of people of all ages have no idea what it's like to live with ambition this way, right? To be constantly learning, to be constantly becoming a better person, frankly, even if you fail every single time. Like you can fail and fail and fail, and in the end you still win, because guess who you get to be? You guys remember this? I started a research project on Central Asia. So this is dealing with the history of countries like Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and then their connection to China. Yeah, the title of this one says it all. China marches west. This is about the real history of what's now called Xinjiang, right? Xinjiang, China is in the news a lot, but the people who work for the newspapers, they haven't read even these two books. And we didn't just buy these two, we bought several more. Started a research project, History of Central Asia and Western China, or Xinjiang, right? I barely read 50 pages out of those books. Other priorities took over. Do you think I feel like a failure? Think I failed? Think I'm filled with regret? Like, see, I could do a video just talking about all the great books I started reading and didn't get a chance to read in 2020, and I feel great about it. I feel wonderful. It's a great research project. One thing, I don't have to give up. We could in theory, we could go back to working on that tomorrow, right? But as good as my reasons were for beginning that research project, I also know my reasons for why I put it on pause, why I quit, why it ended, or why it failed, right? We had other priorities that took over, you know? In that research project, it isn't just about the politics of China. It isn't just about me coming on YouTube and talking about the politics of China and Xinjiang and political repression of Islam under communism, blah, blah, blah. A lot of interesting issues I'd love to make YouTube videos about for you guys, right? One of the other reasons we started that research project was, when we talk about politics, me and my girlfriend, on seemingly every topic pertaining to the politics of Europe, Canada, the United States, India, Southeast Asia, China, Japan, on seemingly every topic, I've already done so much research that we never really talk as equals. I've got years and years of prior research experience. And this was something we could research where we would both be starting on page 1, chapter 1. Like, okay, we can do this research project where we both learn about Xinjiang, Western China, Central Asia, and we talk about it, and we're talking on the same level because it's all new to me also. This is an area in which I also am really ignorant. I'm really building my way forward. So there's a personal component to it. There are also personal reasons why we stopped, right? We started to get interested in the possibility that Melissa would go to business school, get an MBA, and I started to get interested too. I'm interested, but I'm skeptical. Started doing research about MBA programs that led to research about CFA programs, okay? So this is stuff related to stocks and bonds, financial instruments, however you want to put this, right? This is a great book if your gym is closed due to coronavirus. Totally endorse it. A lot of entertainment as a book, and in terms of, heavy lifting. And, that research project could end in a number of ways. It certainly could end with, the saddening discovery that there really aren't any universities in Canada worth going to for an MBA, that there aren't any universities in Europe or the United States in terms of the cost benefit. A lot of the findings of that kind of research in my life have been negative. But it could be something that opens up a positive opportunity for Melissa. Could be something that opens up a positive opportunity for me. Do I regret that I stopped reading? I stopped researching other things to work on this. Do I regret that right now I don't have time to read Polybius? I don't have time to read Aristotle's Rhetoric. I really look forward to reading them. They're very meaningful to me. I've read a very small percentage of them. I don't have time to read Sun Tzu. I'm really happy to have the English translation of Sun Tzu finally. But then I stopped working on these things in large part because I wanted to take some time to write a book of my own, right? I'm currently in the process of finishing the manuscript for No More Manifestos, the first book I've written for adults in many years. I've written some children's storybooks. And you know what? If I were doing this, if I were making a video, books I didn't read in 2020, it's not just MBA and working on the stock market that's tempted me. I've thought about whether or not I should go to film school, whether or not I should get some kind of formal training in being a filmmaker, so I can take the experience I've already got from more than 5 years on YouTube making this kind of film and take it up a level and become some kind of filmmaker, right? Whether that's documentary, action, drama, comedy, romance, right? The books I haven't read, the failures in my life in this way, are a tremendously positive part of my life. And I'm saying this to you because if you live this way too, if you really put learning at the center of your life, failures can also be a tremendously positive part of your life as well. You don't get to choose whether you succeed or fail, right? Like you can start researching whether or not there are any MBA programs you want to go to, and you find, nope, it's all bad news. I put many years into researching Buddhism, and I was expecting to be able to get a master's degree and a PhD in Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist history. And in the whole world, Asia, Europe, North America, there wasn't a single university anywhere where I could proceed any further with that education. I know what it is to put a lot of time and a lot of effort into research, into learning, and then to come up in the end with a failure, right? But you don't get to choose the outcomes. You don't get to choose whether you win or lose, whether you succeed or you fail. What you get to choose is the type of person you want to be. And it's through these efforts, it's through trying, it's through learning. Precisely this, makes you who you really are.